Welcome back to All Things Pink, where we discuss all things women over 40. And I'm so excited because today, back with us, we have my friend Jen, and we're going to be talking about peri and menopause and how we actually feel about it.
Out in the open to the horizon, where your heart can finally breathe. Out in the open to the horizon, baby, let your love run wild, wild, wild. You gotta get out there and explore, baby, let your love run wild, wild, wild.
All right, guys, we are back and we are talking about everybody's favorite topic, perimenopause and menopause, or peri for short. I always find it very strange to say peri, but I
think
feel like I'm
it's,
talking about a
pretty
person.
New. Like it's. I never heard it before. It was happening to me, really.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's kind of like part of why we talk about it now, like, because this is a newer thing to be putting all of this on the
It's sad.
table. Well, and there's different levels of it, I think. Okay. I think it's horrible. Like, if you want the truth,
It's a challenge.
it's a challenge. That's a nice way
It's very
of
challenging.
describing this whole entire period of time in our
Mhm.
lives because there's so much going on. But I personally, like, to be real about it, I it's not pleasant.
It's very unpleasant.
So I don't understand, like, why I have heard, like, people that didn't want to talk about it. There's stigma, there's all this shit with it. I like to be real. Now, we've all experienced an incredible heat wave recently.
Yes.
And it was like 4 to 5 days of, heat wave, as in like temperature outside. It felt like 150 degrees outside.
Yes.
And
the humidity is not doing anybody any favors.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
Like, and you couldn't even like go outside and breathe the air. Like, it was so bad. So we, Corey and I actually happened to be on a trip, and it's like the worst time to try to film anything. And needless to say, everything kind of got canceled. Like, all the things we were
Yeah.
supposed to
And
film
nobody
got
wants to do
canceled.
anything.
Yeah. And you couldn't go swimming because the jellyfish were so bad,
Yeah, but
'cause
then
the water
doesn't
was
it
so
make you
hot.
mad because it's like summertime and you want to be
Yes,
outside
you
and
wanna
you
be
want to
outside,
be yeah,
exactly.
it's like it's summer. We prepared for this. and-
Yes, but it was so freaking hot. But I got humor out of this because I look at him and he is like drenched and he doesn't feel good. And I said, not to like put you on the spot here, but I was like, now you've had several days. I was like, I want you to condense that heat and that feeling of, feeling like crap
Yes.
and that, like, oh my God, I'm gonna pass out, all those feelings that you felt during this heat wave, condense it into like a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know what it's like to have a hot flash.
I'm
I was like,
hopeful.
that's what it feels like to have a hot flash. It's this like, you're fine, and then all of a sudden, dude, you're about to combust.
Actually, hot flashes, I'm going to say this, and now I'm going to start having them again. I am.
It's like karma.
I know it. But they were really like a lot of my friends, like that's like their top thing.
Right.
And for me, it was more of like it passes through sometimes. And I remember Christmas. It wasn't this last Christmas, it was the one before. And my husband was out of town and unexpectedly for work. And I was having to manage the home and everything myself and get the Christmas tree up.
Oh God.
And I remember I was like laying on the ground trying to like get the skirt on just right because, I also have to have everything just the way I want it. And it was like my first like really hardcore, and I could like you feel like you're gonna like either implode or just
Yes.
pass out. And I remember I was like, get me a fan, I need a fan. Like,
Well,
And
everything
then
kinda
everybody
stops,
starts
yeah.
to freak out because, like, I think I, like, probably got white, like,
Well, yeah,
and
it's like something really awful is happening, and
then everybody's, like, asking me questions, and I'm like, "I can't like, I'm okay," but, like, you don't wanna be talked to because you just wanna, like, get through it,
oh, yeah.
and
Well,
it's
yeah, but that's exactly what I was like, condense this horrific several day heat wave and, where all of a sudden you're like dripping wet.
Mhm.
It could be 20 degrees outside and you're like, what is happening to me? Like
Why
it
am I so
completely,
hot?
yeah.
Yeah.
And hot flashes were not a big like I didn't have the night sweats as bad as other people. And I think each woman has different
Yeah.
things that happen to them. But they're all messed up.
Yeah.
Like, it's
It's not
not.
and I actually get cold flashes now too, and most people that know me well know that I have always like, I travel with fans,
Mhm, mhm.
like,
So you've always, like, kinda run hot.
yeah, I've always run hot, and now I get the other day I was wearing a sweatshirt with a t-shirt under it and leggings and socks on, and everybody was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'm just, like, really cold." So maybe,
And it,
like,
like,
I'm thinking
fluctuates.
that because I always remember, like, older women when I was growing up were always cold, so I was like,
Yep.
"Maybe I'm, like, coming out the other side, like, I'm getting to the,
Oh,
like"
like, the finish line. Like
maybe.
well, yeah, but there's all kinds of them. Like, sleep is interrupted. I know, like, for me, like, I can't sleep well. I
I
don't
don't
sleep
even really
well.
wanna address that.
Well, like,
It's so
that's been a thing ever since having kids, period,
I
but
don't understand what kinda sick joke it is that you can't like, clearly, like, pregnancy is hard to sleep through, like, towards the end of it,
mhm,
right? You just don't sleep when your children
yeah.
you just don't because you're in a new awareness of their moves and motions. I think we've
Yes,
talked about this
yes.
before. And now your children are at the point where they're, like, in their upper teens and 20s,
Oh, yeah.
and you could probably sleep a little bit better. I mean, you're still
But you
worrying and
still
now
yeah.
but, like, you could still, like, "Okay, like, I got 'em to this point,"
Yeah, like, we're good
and your
now.
body's just like, "Mm-mm,
No.
now you can't sleep because of you."
Now exactly, exactly. So, like, all these
Ugh,
phases, like,
and I looked forward to it.
you look forward to that, right? If
Yeah.
the kids are older and then you don't have to deal with that anymore,
Mhm.
but now perimenopause comes in and you can't sleep or you have these strange dreams, like, some
I
of these,
really
like,
like
horrible
the lack of
dreams.
sleep thing. I thought in the beginning of it, like, I really thought that that was going to, like, send me over the
Over the
edge
edge.
because I needed like, clearly needed sleep, and, I mean, I was thinking of things like people in the military. Because also, right, like, you're not sleeping, so you're not thinking right,
Mm-mm.
okay? So I'm, like, coming up with all these stories, like, and tell I'm like, "I don't understand how these poor people in the military that, like, have to be aware and they're in these terrible
Yes.
conditions," and then I'm like, Well, I can do this. I can do this," you know?
Well,
But
that's the thing though. Like, there's also your emotions are all over the place. 'Cause your hormones are like, it's just every freaking thing is out of whack. You have weird pains, like, it's so bad,
it's like a
like
zap every now and
oh,
then.
that's exactly what it feels like. I get it in
Yes.
my hips, I get bursitis in my hips, and we've talked about this, but not in the way of, like, how bad it actually is.
Well, I think
Like,
that
it is crippling pain.
I think the
Like,
I
it's
think
like
that the worst part for me about it was okay, so the lack it's like everything contributing to everything else, right? So,
yes.
like, the lack of sleep leads to a lack of clarity,
'Cause
and
you're trying to
all
do your job and you've forgotten why you even went.
yeah, like, a lack of, like and then, like, other systems in your body are like, "Hey, you
Yeah.
need sleep," and then so then, like, your digestion kinda gets messed up,
Oh.
like, so it's just, like, a rolling hill of shit
It is.
because one thing is leading into another. And but for me,
Yes.
like the not being able to like clearly rationalize
Oh, yeah. Because
that
remember, every
that
pain is
part.
like, "Oh my god, I have throat cancer."
Yeah,
Like
so like a
like
zap, I would be like one of those zaps.
Mhm.
Like I would be sure like this was onset, like muscular sclerosis, which is terrible and horrible. And then I would like attach to it
Oh,
and
yeah.
then for days like couldn't get out of whatever thing that my brain told me it actually was
You're
until
up there,
I
like, doing all kinds of very unproductive research on what this could
yeah, and then
be.
I'm like talking about it all the time, which that's annoying.
So it's a hyper focus. You have,
It's a
like, this
hyper
yep.
focus because I do have am neurodivergent and I like that gets worse.
I think that happens excuse me. That happens to all of us. We all become that. Like, our brain is
Yeah,
hijacked.
but I'm like telling myself like stop, like, and then I'll be like, "Well, you lived this long and it's been happening for this long, so clearly, and it's like, why like you can't stop yourself.
Well, exactly, and that's what I've always just been, like, massively, like, just blown away at how many people feel bad talking about it. I do not feel bad.
I
I do
just
not feel bad saying, "This is unsavory." Like, I can say
it's
it out loud, like,
annoying.
"This is"
Yeah.
and it goes so much deeper. There's so many symptoms that half the symptoms I have, I probably don't even know I have because the brain fog has
And
just
I
taken
do think
over.
that the more women talk about it, like, because when you're in that stage of it where you're getting attached to all these little things, I think that it is so useful to be able to go to a space where, I mean, so many times it's pulled me out that I've been like, oh, because another woman was like, do you have, like, are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not dying. Like,
Well,
or
that
I don't have
and to be able to be real about it, to be like, so many people are like, well, this is just a normal stage, so we have to
When
accept it.
we
Well,
were
I'm not
growing
accepting it
up
without
when
telling
we
the
were
truth about
growing
it.
up, I felt like I heard a lot of people saying, like, they're, like, women drivers and stuff, like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's a middle-aged woman."
Oh
Well,
god, yeah.
she probably
It's probably his little rage. Just
yeah,
kidding.
or they'll be like, "Oh, we saw some lady, like, hit the back of somebody, they got into a little fender bender, and this woman, man, she, like, acted like it's like, yeah,
Well,
but she was
yeah.
middle-aged."
Well, but
It's
that's the
like,
truth. It's kinda like
I'm
making a
sure I did
joke
it too, but
of
it's not funny now.
it's not funny at
'Cause that's
all. It's like when it happens to you and all of you younger women, this is gonna happen to you. And I think we try really hard to take this with a sense of humor and have a sense of humor about it. But it's really hard sometimes because it also isn't just this shitstorm of symptoms. We have to shift our life around these.
a
Like
lot of
you're
things
literally
shift.
shifting your entire
I think the
existence.
most important thing in this section of our lives, in this season of our lives, is
The
the
dark
people
ages.
yeah, the rebirth is to be surrounded by who you're surrounded by,
Oh yeah, for sure.
hands
There
down.
needs to be an understanding.
Hands down.
Well,
That
and we have to
you need to be
accept ourselves.
you have to accept yourselves, but in the process of learning how to accept yourselves and re-accept yourself and re-accept yourself, you have to be surrounded by good people. That
Yeah.
like people that you like don't have to over explain yourself to, people that are
Oh,
gonna
yep.
like that for me was huge. Like I've always felt in life that I have to like over explain
Yep.
myself
Yeah.
for, a multitude of reasons. And that was getting exhausting for me because I'm like just trying to figure out how to like get up in the morning,
Well, I think
you know?
that's where it's very helpful that the low estrogen gives us the "I don't give a shit" attitude because you start to be like, "You know what?
Well, And
this is exactly like why I think it's like it's okay. And that's actually turns into an asset for yourself
it
because you
does.
can be like, you know what? I really don't give a shit. This is actually happening. These are not like, it's not my imagination. This stuff is happening. This is what I'm struggling with. You know, try and trade places, right? You'd understand.
And that's where I think, like, that part of it comes in too, is like it's refreshing for me almost because the need to over explain is just not there.
Yeah. You just don't give a shit.
And, there was a period at the very beginning of this when I started to go through it where that even scared me a little bit, that I gave less of a shit.
I love it.
It's true.
Yeah,
Like, I did. I
I'm
was like,
sure it,
"My God, what is happening to me? Have I turned into this, you know, non-caring da, 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 da." But I was like, "No, I, like, actually really just don't give a shit because I'm, like, tired of that, you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like, I don't have room for that in my life anymore, and I don't need those lessons anymore. I'm, like, done with it." And then I don't overthink it,
exactly,
you know?
exactly. So there's that, like the silver lining, the asset, like that is my favorite part of
And then
all of
sometimes, like,
this.
when you do act poorly or, like, not nice.
It's the card. You're like,
Like, sometimes I actually, like, really don't care about that either.
well, I
Like,
mean,
why? Like, I'm like, some people, like, I'm just being an asshole right now, and, like, I really don't care. Like,
and
does
you
that
could
happen to you?
all the well, I was unfiltered prior to this, so imagine what it's like on 25
Yeah, but,
now.
like,
So
then do
like,
you, like,
no,
go
I'll
back
just say, I'll
later?
be like, nah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, which I think it depends on what it is. Like, I try really hard not to be like blatantly, mean to begin with. But there's these moments where I'm now even more vocal. I'll be like, I'm sorry, I need this right now, or I need to step away from this, or no. Like,
I mean, my
and
thing
I can say
now
no
is,
rolls
like,
off my tongue so easy now, and I love that part of it. Where that tinge of feeling bad
is
is gone.
yeah, but how freeing is that?
It's
Isn't that
so
so
freeing.
freeing?
That is like
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
my
This is the
favorite
asset.
thing now to say, I mean, I said it a little bit before, but before all this started unfolding with menopause and stuff, is it's too much talking.
It's too much. I
It's
don't
too
like
much talking. I
yeah.
do, but then I would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know you were trying to, like, share with me or da 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 da." Now I'm
Yeah, now
like,
you're just
it's
kinda
too
like,
much
it's
talking.
just too
Or
much.
like when my kids are all talking, I'll look at my husband and I'll be like, "You're gonna have your dad's gonna have
Yeah.
to explain this story. It's too much talking." And like everybody's
Well, I think
like,
that
"Take it away."
I don't think it has anything to do with so I still practice being mindful of it and open to people. I just know my limits. Like I know where it goes from being mindful to depleting
Well,
for
yeah.
me. Like so there is that line. So I still give and I'm still like mindful and I still want to be there and show empathy, but there's a line, right? I've found that I am less peoply than I used to be.
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's where like the too much
Yeah.
talking, like I can do it for a period of time and then I'm like, God. You know what I mean? Like it's too many
It's
people
just
around me,
well,
too many
and I
people
think,
talking
like,
to me, too many people crowding
I
me.
think we, like, grew up in a way that, like, worth was based on productivity,
Where you have that see, that's another piece of that
where, like, I
transition.
know for me and I don't really think it's, like, a fault of, like, our parents' generations because of the way that they grew up, but,
Yeah.
like, getting up in the morning, taking the day by,
Seize the
like,
day.
like,
I love to get
the
up and
early
seize the
bird gets the
day.
worm.
Right,
Yes,
but it
I
was
do
also
too, but a
related.
lot of times my body tells me not to do
Yes.
that and it needs to rest,
Yes.
and then in those days, I would then feel bad that I wasn't doing enough, and then I was feeling like I had to explain, "Oh, well, I did this today. I did that today." I don't do that anymore.
No, you don't have to explain anymore.
No, and I
Um,
don't
you don't give a
care
shit.
to explain
Well, but I
anymore.
also think there's a difference between what we call productivity. Back then, it was your job and your career and those things. That's like get up
I mean,
early,
I
early bird gets the worm.
understand like the financial need to be productive, but like
Yes, but it
there's also, I think we grew up also in a time where it like it was important that everybody knew that we
yes.
were being productive, and I'm not here for that anymore.
I think there's moments that productivity is good, and then over productivity because it isn't productive. If you're being depleted, if you're drained, if you're overwhelmed, it doesn't matter if you're up at 6 a.m. getting to work, which I have to do a lot because I have to, but if I'm drained, it's just not gonna happen. And
Yeah,
I'll be
but
like,
also, like,
I
what
need
if
to
you're,
take a
like, getting up and you're
rest.
going to work, okay, and so then you're tired
Mhm.
after that, and then you get home and you have to, like you don't have to, but
This,
you
yes.
feel a responsibility to make dinner and help your kids with their homework and
This
make sure
is
your kids are
where
being productive and
you're
you're checking
you're still
in.
responsible for taking care of everyone else. And this is where that shift. So this is where I think
Which is okay to an extent.
it's okay to an extent.
But I do think that when your kids get to a certain age and you are going through this
Mhm.
and you have a partner or a spouse who's also there, this is the time to
This is time for
say,
some other people to be stepping up to that plate.
yeah.
Like,
And
because
that's again why it's important to have people around you
yes.
that are in awareness and can flow with that.
And this is like when I said we have to shift our life to make room. Our lives are typically if especially if you're a working mom, in any capacity, you're already being pulled in 25 different directions. So here comes perimenopause and this whole season, the dark ages comes in,
The ice age.
the ice age. When
The
that comes
fire
in,
age.
then you're trying to like find more room. There is no more room. We
No.
cannot fit anything else in here.
And you don't have to.
There's
Actually, you need to let things go.
yes. So that's the part that society has kind of like driven us to believe that we have to make that room. We do not. We don't have to explain that. We don't have to feel bad about it, but women do. But I think that's because we've been conditioned to believe we have to feel bad about a lot of stuff doesn't belong to us.
Yes.
So like,
Yes.
like I will own what's mine,
I do a
and
good
I no
job.
longer do
I
that.
always have, for the most part. I mean, I think like in my late 20s and early 30s is when I was able to like start owning my own shit,
Mhm.
and a lot of people did put shit on me that wasn't mine. And I still continue to own my own shit. But also in owning my own shit, there's a lot of stuff, that now the season that we're in, I don't
You
even know
see
why I need
things
to
more
own,
clear.
you should know this by now about me. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah. And that
It's the
is
explanation
that's a
is
beautiful thing.
yeah.
I mean, again, we still have to be
Like, I'll be like,
mindful
if
of
they don't
others
know this
and
about me by now, I don't know what yeah.
yeah, you're like,
And so that is beautiful and it's freeing, but it's not funny getting there.
no, it's not because there's 50 million other things going on at the same exact
Yeah,
time.
like
There's
yeah.
also the misconceptions that people have. And I remember this even with people close to me, people who live with me. Where we're in less. This is why it's important to have people
To
around
call them
you
out
that
with eye contact.
understands. Yeah.
You know who you
Because
are.
yeah, exactly. So you hear that stuff. Just like the age old, well, she must be on her period. It's not funny at
I
all.
don't really care. Yeah, I am on my period. Listen, I have 3 daughters, okay? And they all know to announce when they're on their period. We gave fair warning, period.
That's nice. Yeah. Here's the warning. Here's the disclaimer. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Now you can't add to that. They have to be the ones to say it. But
Oh,
you
okay.
can't later be like they are on their period and they do something that seems period-like. You can't be like, she's on her period. Like, you
Yeah.
can't do that. That's not cool.
Well, that's where like the misconceptions about like how bad it really is and like minimizing what this is. So, and I know initially that's the environment that I was in. It's not like that now because I was very clear. Like I was like, let me explain to you what
Yeah.
this is. And I don't think women should have to sit in that space.
No,
Speak up
but
and say exactly what's happening to you
yes.
and be okay with that.
And I also think, I mean, I feel good in the sense that like my 3 daughters, you know, when they're going through fluctuations with their hormones and stuff, and now me with mine, like I feel good because I know like when we're getting attached to stuff that's changing,
Uh-huh.
how refreshing it is when somebody else says, "Oh, me too. I was feeling that
Oh,
too."
yeah,
And then it
yeah.
kind of like takes that. Like I love it when I can hear them saying to each other like, "Oh my God, like why do I keep having headaches today? Like why am I so tired?"
Right,
And I
right.
hear the other one say, "Well, you are on your period." Like
So it's
like
like,
pulling
yeah,
you
there's like a
back into
level
that
of
like
empathy.
you're okay. Like
Well, I just
you're
think
not okay. I know you're not okay, but this is what it is. It's not.
it's the worst time ever for those misconceptions to have to listen to them. Like, I think I've rolled my eyes so many times, like they got stuck at one point with people and their theories about perimenopause. I'm like, just if you have not gone through it, you have no flippin' idea.
Julie, do you know why
None.
I like at the core basis, if you like take everything else away, do you know why I think that we haven't had a female president?
Why?
Because of the stigma about women being on their periods. Like I have actually
Or
heard people
in
say, "Well, what are we
perimenopause.
going to do when she's on her period?
Are you
What is she
kidding
going to do?"
me?
I've
Oh
heard
my
it. Like
God.
I
See, that's
literally think there's a whole population of people because I have heard people say it that what about when she's like having hormonal issues?
see,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. And that's where, just like anything else that somebody experiences, you cannot talk about it, make judgments about it, minimize it if you have not been there yourself, period. You can say that with any ailment, any life situation, just like if you haven't been through a divorce, you have no idea what that's like, right? If you haven't had kids, you have no idea what that's like.
Nope.
So there's all kinds of things
Especially
like,
if you're a child and you're judging your parents on their parenting
oh yeah, until
skills.
you're a parent, you have no
Listen,
idea.
the worst thing that I've ever heard come out of my mouth was, "You won't know until you're a parent." Ugh.
So and
I hate that. I hate like,
and we do
ugh.
that. And it's fine. And I think as we get older, we start to see, and we talk about this all the time, we start to see the error of our ways. Like, and we start to look into that. But I promise anybody who hasn't been through perimenopause, no matter what level you're at, crazy shit's about to go down. And I know that both you and I have experienced this. What is like, I'm a food lover.
Oh God.
Okay, I am. I love food. And oh, speaking of which, s-
Hold on, mine just talked. Did you hear mine talked back? Mine did like a little like, "Me too."
see,
We're in sync.
it's so good to have another
Syncing
stomach
up.
around that understands.
Like, if
Actually,
you wouldn't have pointed it out, I would have totally been just, "Yep, me too,
well,
sister." No.
but it's
You're so in
So-
tune with your body that your body knew that
We're
you
about
were
to talk
talking
about
about it,
food.
and it went.
So another beautiful thing, very sarcastic about perimenopause. Why
Roy Rogers cheeseburger.
is the food intolerances and sensitivities that are apparently like a thing when you get over into the season of not eating.
That and like alcohol, your body does not process it the
No,
same, which is annoying. Like cigarettes.
yeah, like
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I love cigarettes, okay? I'm not gonna lie about it. I do. But if I smoke a cigarette, I think I'm like literally gonna vomit and
yeah.
pass out, and it makes me angry.
Well, it does because you're
I
talking
know
about
cigarettes
food.
are bad for you and that they can kill you. I know all those things. Thank you.
That's the disclaimer. But food is our basic. It's a source of comfort. It's what nourishes us.
Like cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, not
I'm
exactly,
sorry.
but
No, it's not the
but
same.
no,
Disclaimer.
it's what's really bad about the insensitivities, and just so all of our audience can understand, both you and I have had to deal with these like ridiculous
Yeah, that was
to the point of
challenging.
having to do elimination diets or blood tests to figure out like what on earth is making me this ill. Like, and I
Yeah.
mean sick. Like, I mean, like, I had pain so bad in my stomach. I thought I was going to die. Come to find out it was gluten for a period of time. You had like 30 odd things that you can no longer
Oh
eat.
my
And these are
gosh, but
healthy
they were
things.
things that I was like thinking I was doing a good
Healthy
grapes.
food. Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
healthy
grapes.
food.
Like when I would be going to work, when I'd be
Yes.
driving up on the jail, I would have grapes in my little Ziploc bag next to me in the car, just popping
Yeah.
the grapes in my mouth. Grapes was one of the highest things I was sensitive to.
And like bananas, like things like that. Yeah.
Bananas,
Which is bananas.
avocados.
So it's healthy stuff. It's stuff that,
Yeah, so then what do you want me to
yeah,
substitute healthy things with?
air.
Yeah,
It's like clearly
rice cakes flavored with
exactly.
cinnamon. Oh, no,
Yep.
because a lot of people are like vanilla.
See,
I
this
am
is that's
sensitive to
insane.
vanilla. Now try to
Try to
find
find
something that
anything.
doesn't have
Yep.
vanilla in it. Now there's different levels of sensitivity, and like with the intolerances, I have had to figure out like, okay, so tomatoes is a big one.
That one's
I
just
think that's
I
actually
have
really
one
big for a
too.
lot of people. And like the family of like
The
nightshades was
nightshades.
like,
So it's all the FODMAP family, all the
yes,
beans. I have to take a
like
food
peppers,
enzyme
I think
now.
like red
Yes.
peppers.
Bell
Yes.
peppers, onions. Try eating food with
Onions
no
really get me.
onion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have to take a digestive enzyme
Yes.
before, like pretty much
Yeah,
it's
I do
every day.
that.
It's every
Yeah.
day because I'm just like refusing to accept
Well, yeah,
this.
but before that, I was taking like Imodium, and then the
Right, right.
opposite would happen where I was having to take fiber, and like it was a literal shitstorm.
Yeah.
And so I have found also that so environmental factors too.
Mhm.
So I've always had sinus and allergy issues even since I was young. I was actually had an anaphylactic reaction to
Oh my God.
bananas when I was young that I thought I had grown out of.
And you hit perimenopause and everything comes back? Is that what you're saying?
I guess. I mean, clearly I haven't had an anaphylactic reaction to bananas, but there must be a tick in there
That's
somewhere.
crazy. See, that's what I'm talking
And I
about.
didn't even I wasn't even thinking about bananas anymore because I was always very cautious with them. And then I got to a point in my life where I was like, yay, I can have bananas because they're easy,
Yes, high in potassium,
healthy.
high in potassium and
Yeah.
a little high in sugar, but it's
I mean,
usually I just
yeah.
eat them for breakfast.
Yeah. Walking out the door, grab a banana.
Easy and
Yeah.
healthy.
Was
But that's what
making
I'm talking
myself
about.
feel ill. But if it was springtime and my allergies were bad anyway, and I ate a banana for breakfast, had some avocado on my gluten bread sandwich for lunch, and then for dinner we had spaghetti. These are not all terrible things, right?
No, that's it, right.
This
But
is normal.
in the framework of a having an intolerance.
So if I was doing that
Mhm.
for a week after that, I could hardly function.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. So that's been all these shifts that we have to make. So now it's not just we have to balance all the things while going through this. We're expected to be pleasant.
Well, and plus, like,
But
how do
then you
you
have to
know
shift
that
all your
something that
food.
also, like, putting the pieces of that puzzle together, right?
And it
While
tastes
you're
like,
feeling like
yes,
shit.
while you're feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to make charts and figure out what is this? What's
Yeah.
in this food? And
But then
boy, is it fun to go out to dinner with
yeah.
everybody else and you're the problem. Like you're the one that can't
Yeah.
eat this or
The
can't.
person that you used to roll your eyes at.
Oh yeah. So now you're the problem and it's such
Yeah.
a pain in the butt. And
Yeah.
then you feel definitely singled out on that one. I know, and
Yeah,
I
but
feel really bad.
also you don't care at this
At the
point.
same time, it's really good that you don't
Yeah.
care because that would be very hurtful.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't care. People can eat whatever they want. I'm just telling you. And
I just
sometimes
prefer
I
not.
will.
Yeah.
I can, like, I was telling you about that Roy Rogers cheeseburger the other day. Like, sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I know what is going to happen here.
But you're gonna
And
do it anyway. And
I know it's not going to
yeah.
be death inducing.
Right.
But
It's a sensitivity. It's not an allergy. It's two totally different things.
correct.
But
But
you're gonna
when
enjoy
I
that
do
food.
that, I do it because I know that I have been not filling myself up with stuff that I react to for days prior to that.
Exactly.
Do you know
And
what I
that's
mean?
okay.
Yeah, but it's still
in moderation.
annoying.
It's
Like,
so
do you
annoying.
know, like, when you're having, like, hormone fluctuations and you're having, like, cravings for stuff,
And you
like,
can't
that
eat
still
it.
happens.
Yes. That happens
Where you feel an
tremendously.
uncontrollable desire to open up a bag of Doritos and eat the whole thing. Like,
Yes.
we
Because
still
we're
feel
still
that,
having those
but we cannot.
and sometimes it's on 10 or
Yeah.
higher. And you're having to balance all of those things. And I think the one thing about this entire subject that annoys me the most to my core is whatever the hell is menopause. And I know we've heard this. Suddenly, the men in our life believe that they are going through something similar. I don't know if you've experienced this. I have experienced this where, and it may not just pertain to menopause, but it has happened to the point where, if daggers could have literally shot out of my eyeballs in that moment, it would have.
I mean,
It would
in
have.
my house, it's not like an overarching thing, but there are specific subjects like sleep. Here's what annoys me. Listen, this man has been doing this since I was in a room giving birth to his children, is sitting there being like, I don't know why this is making me so tired.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And it's
Yes.
funny now, but like
It
in
is
that
funny.
moment, like
And we're going to be talking about them
even my
in another
daughters were
podcast.
telling a story the other day when I had my fourth, she had to be in the NICU for a little bit. And they were like, Mom, Dad would like come home and he would look
Oh, he was
like
exhausted.
they were like, he just like wasn't shaving. Like he really looked like a mess. I was like, yeah, it's probably really hard on him.
Yo,
But
oh
like
my
he's
God.
not asking for like sympathy when he does
I
it.
think
My
you just
husband
do
isn't,
this.
but it's just
I
like
think it's just Hey, you know what? If you want to share, I love that my partner wants to share things with me, but you can't possibly like try something else. Let's go like I don't know, let's go for a swim
Well,
together
I
or
think it's
snorkel
just
together.
like
But like
a
yeah,
filter.
like but when I hear men talking about menopause as if they like as if
Do you
they've
surround yourself
experienced
with
this.
men that
No.
talk about it?
Oh no, because
Like,
I'll say
you need to
something.
take out the
Yeah,
trash.
I'm not
God.
I will not be okay with it. I just want you to know right now that like I'm gonna say something because I will. I'll be like, what?
What are you talking about? Men should not be like, I don't talk about what you should be doing with your prostate
Well, or what it
unless you come
feels
to
like.
me and say, I think
Or
I have a
yeah.
prostate
Or
issue,
like
but
what or try to describe what it feels like. You cannot. You cannot do that.
when they're
But
like,
I
oh, I know,
But
I
I hear
know.
about this a lot. I hear about it's like, oh, my partner suddenly is experiencing the same. No, you're not experiencing the same symptoms. You can't be. It's
Mm-mm.
impossible. Like
I
it
mean,
is
I think
not
that you
possible.
can I'm like,
You can
I think that you can
sympathize,
empathize, and yes, you are witnessing the downfall of civilization
but it
in
is
this house.
not happening
But
to
you
you.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, and I see this. I've seen it. I'm
I
kind
mean,
of
my
like,
husband is a fixer, so, his love language is to feel like he can fix and resolve an
no.
issue, and so he gets into,
Well, good
like,
luck with that
yeah,
on this
like,
topic
tell me
anyway.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, what I need to do, and he'll do it, but I'm like, I don't know. And also, like, I'm gonna die, so you need to be figuring out a lot of things
You better
real quick. I don't think you're capable
I'm
of
gonna
taking
need to
care of
show
these
yes,
children.
yeah, you
Would
can't
you
even
even know if you looked down and
if
saw they
you
needed to
can't
cut their
even
toenails?
probably not. And
Like,
you
that's the kind of stuff at the beginning of this, like,
yeah, these are people that can't even find the ketchup. I have a funny feeling like this is gonna be very
it's
much
gonna I
bad.
feel like we did a good job and
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be okay.
Well, Chad, it has been fantastic. Again, thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on the show and talking about probably one of the hottest topics for women over 40. But like we tried to do here today, we're talking about this with a level of humor over something that is
And also an
absolutely
outline of
horrific.
things that we were gonna talk about, which we probably didn't talk about any of those things at all, and that's
That's
okay.
okay
That's okay.
because that's when the brain fog takes over.
Yes.
So thank you guys for joining us. If you are watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and please share your peri and menopausal experiences in the comments. And you can also listen anytime on Apple and Spotify. And we will see you next time here on All Things Pink.
You gotta get out there and explore.